Wicked welcome back for another episode of BarTalk.
Hello?
It's your host, Abigail, and it's your co-host, Tracy.
Yeah, whoop, whoop.
In the house. And we're here to talk about the... Oh, my God. There's a cord on my ass. Hold on. And...
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
Did something talk? Is your phone going off?
That's
oh,
you.
Sorry, it's me. It's
That's
Siri.
Siri.
God, she's
It's
such a
always
bitch.
Tracy's phone.
She's such a little bitch. Let me turn my phone to Do Not Disturb real quick.
Today we're going to talk
hold on.
about the 5 things. What?
Keep going.
The 5 things to spot a shitty trainer.
Are you sure you didn't get your hair done?
I'm positive.
I really don't believe you.
Thank you for saying that I'm beautiful.
Well, that's why I said it. Like, it looks dark. It looks like you dyed your hair.
No,
Or like you combed it and
Nope.
washed it, straightened it.
I did wash it and
Okay.
I blow dried it.
Wow.
Blue drew it.
Blue drew it.
I blue drew it out.
I blue drew my hair.
Yup.
Damn. Yeah, it looks good. You know what's really weird? I haven't seen you for 2 days and it kind of feels like I haven't seen you for a month.
Yeah.
We were on each
Do
other
I even
way
know
too
you
much.
anymore? Are we even friends?
No. Abigail hid away for 2 days while we were gone
Yep.
in Miami.
While they were having fun, I became a shell of a human. Essentially.
She was like, get lost. I need to do my thing and vegetate and work. But she got a lot of shit done.
This is the thing. Is Tracy does all the fun living stuff to help network and make future money.
I'm the communicator.
And I'm the one that does all the bullshit shit that actually... amazing, incredible opportunities and just be friends and leverage none of them. Like, literally none of them. The fucking president of the United States could come up and she'd be like, hey, let's go get lunch. And then, like, wouldn't do any business. Like, would just have fun and be
but
like...
also, I would know the president of the United States.
Yeah, she'd be like...
No matter who it is.
Dude, I would literally be like, have you texted him? You're like, yeah, we talk every day.
Yeah, we FaceTime all the time.
And I'm like, we're not going to do anything with this?
Okay, but to be fair, I get the connections in the first place, and I'm a good communicator, and I also keep tabs on my people.
No,
so
Tracy's the best. Tracy's the best.
I'm definitely like the keep the tabs person.
Yes, she keeps tabs.
So anyway, that's what we did this weekend. We went to Wadapalooza for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool, a little chaotic. Still don't understand CrossFit.
I hate CrossFit.
I still just don't get it.
It's not a thing.
I mean, like, listen, here's the thing.
I get it. I get what it is.
Oh, yeah, I
CrossFit
get it.
is literally just like, it is the sport of toddlers. It's literally like anybody who cognitively, like, can't handle anything actually, like, effective and trained. They just want to work hard. Like, they're just like, I just want to...
Intensity at 100 every day.
I just want to feel like shit. Like, basically how I train for most of my life is CrossFit.
Yeah, listen, so we were like sitting in the stands watching these people, and like, here's the thing that I just don't understand about CrossFit, okay? Every single person that was there looked like they were in so much pain. And like, sometimes when you do events, right, and you're like doing jujitsu and I'm running a Spartan race, am I in pain? Yeah, but like, while I am training for it, I'm also not in pain. And these people, you can tell, have been in pain for months. And like, they are all wrapped up. They got like shoulder sleeves on. They got KT tape up the wazoo. They're wrapped literally everywhere. They look broken, but they're still going to compete. And they look like they are in pain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the same 5 exercises of handstand push-ups and like them kipping butterfly pull-ups and snatches and deadlifts, just sort of, it's not fun.
You're also talking to the girl who has, like, chronic neck pain and a busted lip currently.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean,
So-
like, we all have shit going on
Yeah.
all the time, but it's just like the level of intensity that I see these people go through is like, what the fuck? What is happening here?
An open mat today, I was like, as I was rolling in my rounds after I got kicked in the face, I would just like eat shreds of my lip in the round because it just kept coming off of my face.
You have a busted lip?
Yeah, dude, it's really cute. It's like lipstick, but
it's definitely there.
it's like lipstick, but yeah, well, that's why you can't even hardly tell because it's like half of my lip. Like she busted the fuck out of it. Like she kicked my entire.
Oh, who?
I actually don't know. Oh, yes, I do know her name. I'm not going to say it, though, because I feel bad because she felt bad and whatnot. But it's this, like, first-degree black belt.
You're alive.
She's awesome. She's super nice, but she definitely kicked me in the face.
Really?
Yeah, she was getting her guard back, and, like, my face was in the way of her foot. For sure.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can't even tell. Huh,
no,
okay.
yeah. I was like, oh, it's like,
But listen, dude,
it's like lipstick, but free.
Yeah.
You know?
Like that peel
And only on half of my
that
lip.
you have.
Yeah. It's like I forgot to apply the other half of my bottom lip.
Well,
It's
dude,
fine.
we're in like chronic pain all the time, but this is just some next level shit. However, I will say, expo wise,
Cool. Lots
Expo's
of
fucking
cool
cool.
people I heard were there.
yeah, and like I just like expos. Like I said, I mean, I've only really been to like Thierry, and I've been to a different one in Jacksonville. I don't even know what the fuck it was called. But
Expos is like
they're so fun.
and see, expos is like socializing music festivals, which
It
is
is.
literally just my nightmare multiplied.
Oh my god! Like we the entire time, me and Alana were like, Abigail would want to die.
Like,
We're
I would
there's
know.
too many people. It is like too chaotic. There's like you don't even know the schedule. Like there is like events going on all day. There's podcasters out there all day. The guy from Squat University was running a podcast the entire time. But like you don't even know the schedule, and it's just chaotic as fuck. No structure. And you would have been like,
I think I would have
tweaking out.
I can pull it out of my ass, but I definitely like would have
One day.
on the car ride home. I would have spoken to you guys 0%.
Oh yeah, and it's like a 3-4 day thing. Like you would last one day, and you'd be like, "I'm out of here," and fully understood. You know what was there? I wonder why Hector wasn't there because there was a tattoo person there, which has nothing to do with the fucking CrossFit community. But there was a tattoo
Fitness
artist
people love tattoos.
there. Okay, but like. It also disgusting. It was $150 for small tattoos, $200 for big ones. You couldn't really pick. They had a sheet. The amount of people that were just in their sports bras and shorts after a workout that were getting tattoos done, I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
Ew,
What's going on with that? But it was really cool. So that's what we did.
that's good.
Yeah.
I'm making plans.
This is Abigail's year of strictly planning and making moves to be self-sufficient in all of the things.
Yeah.
I'm kind of really excited for it.
Of course you're excited for it because you're going to be getting rich
and
with
also
me.
scared.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pull Abigail out of a cocoon
I was just
every other month.
I was just talking to Alana. I was like, okay, this is the thing. I was like, Tracy is so good at networking. She just sucks at leveraging. And I was like, there's just going to be times. And I was like, and every time things get like not fun anymore, she's just like, this just is probably something I just shouldn't do anymore. And I'm like, I have to shake her. I was like, I have to shake her and be like, this is when it's fucking important to keep going. And I was like, and then she's gonna have to shake me because all I do is like not ever have fun and be like, go do fucking cocaine.
Yes.
And I'm literally, so I was like, we're gonna have a Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Where literally I'm just like, sit down and get some fucking work done and be miserable for like 2 hours. And you're gonna be like, go drink a bottle of vodka. Yeah. Bye.
Party and leave me.
Yes.
I will leave you and
I'll
you
see you
stay
tomorrow
out all night.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be hungover as shit, and you're gonna be chronically exhausted because you're gonna be working all night.
I'm just like picturing it like 2 months from now where I'm literally gonna have to drag you out of your apartment and just be like, you're gonna be eye bag central fucking crusted up at the mouth, just like in your books. And I'm going to literally drag you. I will dress you myself and take you somewhere for a weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for it.
You're gonna be like, Abigail, you can't actually sell to anyone when you look like you're dead.
When you look like a mess, we need to go.
I'll be like, you have a point. You have a point. I'll be like, Tracy, you need to do work because I'm clearly double downing on this.
Hey, but in all fairness, at least I do get some work done. I've been pumping out reels.
You're doing better.
Let it be known.
You just have to keep it up. We just have to keep it up.
Let it be known that a couple episodes ago, Abigail was like, remember that time that you said you were going to make a reel and then you didn't? Listen here, I like pre-prepped reels for the whole week for us on like 2 different episodes. I got 5 clips done that could just be posted throughout the week, bitch. We are 2024 is like the 3 best friends that anyone can have. Or the 3,
No,
isn't it 2?
You need to stop. And we're gonna not do that anyways. I don't know how many best friends there are, but we're gonna stop.
No, but we're leveling up this year.
Yeah.
I also feel really short right now.
Welcome to my life.
Am I like, okay. I don't know. I just got wigged out for a second because I felt like I was sitting like this.
Okay.
Anyways,
today we're going to get a little more education to you guys. We're going to talk about 5 things to look for in a trainer, how to spot a shitty trainer, with these 5 with these 5 steps, stools,
with the 5 stools.
Cool. I'll go in myself. I don't know who I am anymore.
Number 1.
Anyways, the first thing...
She's got a list.
I have a list. I'm going to refer to it. I think that I remember it. But the first thing to look for is your trainer your accountant? Which essentially means like... I had a joke. My clients joke about this all the time. Like, I suck at counting reps. But honest to God, like, if you have a trainer and essentially all the value that they provide is like giving you an exercise and counting your reps, you have an accountant. I'm just saying.
It's called trainer count.
Yeah. And what?
It's called trainer count.
Oh.
That's what they say. Like, they're like, if somebody isn't counting and they're like, oh, that's trainer count. When you tell somebody to do like 8 reps and they really did 10, but you're just paying attention to their form too much to actually count.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, that's trainer count.
Yeah. Yeah. So I spend all of my time in my sessions usually watching the person do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually, I'd much rather count your reps. It can get really extraordinarily boring, like watching the minutia of how the body moves. Like, sometimes it's very interesting, and sometimes it's like, God, this is fucking dull. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, like, you know. So, but I think that it's important to note, like, 1, if you have a trainer that only counts your reps, like, that means they probably don't have any, like, technical advice to actually give, or they don't care enough to provide any technical advice, which means that you are not investing in a solid trainer. There is something to be said for like if a client stresses enough that they really, really, really want you to count their reps, right? Like you're just providing a service, and like so that trainer's trying to provide a service that you want to.
Depends on what people are there for.
But then also, like movement exists and like hypertrophy or strength gains or power, like power gains, like they exist on a spectrum of reps within a set. And like oftentimes I'm looking for continuity across reps. So like everything exists within a range. Like if I do 3 reps or I do 5 reps, like I'm still in a range to build strength, right? Sure. If I'm doing 8 reps or I'm doing 12 reps, I'm still in a range to build potentially strength, but also like some hypertrophy. And then maybe if I'm getting higher in rep ranges, I'm going to work more into like hypertrophy, muscular endurance ranges, you know, like lower ranges, maybe if I'm doing something with speed, a little bit more power, right? So like, but there's a range to everything. There's a spectrum to everything when it comes to progress in the gym. And so like, oftentimes I don't even really give a shit, like if you're on rep 8 or if you're on rep 9 or if you're on rep 10, like I don't care. Your form got shitty, so rest. So you're done. Like you can't really do another 2 reps, so just stop. Because like my job as a coach is to make sure that you are doing the movement right. And you are learning good movement and good reps, which means I'm watching your reps and I'm watching your technique. And then on top of that, I'm figuring out when the technique becomes something that I cannot cue. It's just breaking down too much regardless, right? Like your body is actually at, it can't do it anymore. So then we stop you. And it's like, well, I did 9 and I was supposed to do 10. It's like, no, stop at 9. 9 is fine. There's nothing wrong with an odd number. Like
there's nothing wrong with an odd number.
I don't actually care.
I was just smiling because I literally did this to Christina this morning. I gave her, like, she was doing squats and I literally looked at her and I was like, do 1 more. And she's like, well, I already did 12. I was like, so what? Like the last 3 reps were the shittiest reps. You didn't even squat. You were just looking at me talking. We weren't even doing anything. See, and that's where, do another rep.
See, and that's where I would have debated. I would have been like, I would have stopped her 3 reps ago. Yeah. Like to me, I would have been like,
but she wasn't even moving. It was more or less like she wasn't necessarily moving. She was just kind of like conversating and not actually doing the movement. So I was like, okay, give me another one. Like she didn't actually get any of her reps in. She was just like in that weird, like we're going to conversate and also half work out at the same time. So I was like, okay, do another one. And she gets mad at me because she's like, well, I already did enough. Or if you stop her, she's like, well, then I didn't do 12. It's like, well, who really cares about how many you're doing? Right? Like, okay, so you didn't do 12, but you did 8 with good form and you can't get a 9th one in, then you stop.
See, and that's where I would be a bitch and I'd be like, okay, well, do you want to talk or do you want to work out? Like, do you want to talk or do you want to like train? Because,
and that's
like,
why I said earlier, it depends on what people are there for, dude. I told you,
because
I have like
you
3
just did 2
clients that
sets.
just want to fucking go. I have 2 clients that literally, they just want to be there to conversate.
Yeah. See, and that's I would just be like, you essentially did 2 sets. If you talk to me for over 20 seconds before you do another rep, you're doing 2 sets.
Yeah.
That's not one set, that's 2
like,
sets.
Yo, come on.
You just did 2 sets of 5. Really?
I'm like talk and move at the same time. Let's go.
Yeah. Like, or I'll just be like, hey, tell me when you're done.
Finger wagger. I'm like, hey, let's go. I don't know if that's a thing.
Sierra, I'll say talk to me when you're done with this set. Yeah. Like, it's not important right now. Or like I'll be like, I'm talking to you and I'll pause myself and fix their technique. I'll be like, here, I'm gonna say this, and like you can respond to me when you're done. Like don't actually respond to me until you're done with the set. So I also there's so much, like, depending on the exercise, I don't want them to fucking talk at all, because like cognitively there's a lot of motor learning occurring whenever you're doing the exercise. So I'll literally tell them, shut the fuck up. Yeah. I'm like, you're not learning anything beneficial right now. Like strength training is oftentimes it's learning. Sure. Right. Yeah. Like learning how to handle pain, learning how to move properly, like learning how to move properly and handle pain across time. Right.
Right. Like you're not supposed to be talking while you're moving. Yeah. That's why I said earlier, like I offloaded so many of my clients that the clients that I have right now are genuinely there for therapy. So I have to keep them moving. I have to keep them moving no matter what I'm doing, or else they will sit there and talk to me. And then I'm like, you are doing absolutely nothing right now, so we're going to move on. Right. And I'll have to like just keep them moving in the flow of things. Like realistically, I would like them to rest, but then if I have them rest, they go on a tangent about what happened to their day yesterday, which I would love to hear. But also I'm like, all right, let's pick it up. Like you said, like you just did 2 sets of 5, and I'm just like, you know what? Okay, keep moving, because all you want to be here for is to kind of like conversate, and that's what I do best. So I'm like, sounds good. Let's talk and move at the same time.
I've legitimately had clients where they come in and they start crying, like talking and crying, like when it's like legitimate therapy. Like they'll come in and they're like clearly not in a. I'm like, you're not in a place to even. I can't even put you on a machine right now. Yeah. Like you.
But in fairness, at least they made it to the gym.
I will but I will legitimately be like, we're walking today.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've done that before. You're going to get a better workout walking and moving your body while you talk and cry.
Oh yeah,
than you would before. Between your 2 pull downs.
Or like sat with them on a bike. I've like sat next to one of my clients before on the concept bikes in the O2 room and just like had them like blurb out whatever it was they wanted to get out, and they still had a 30-minute conditioning session, which was not the plan, but at least they're doing something. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. That's thing 1. Do you have a trainer? Do you have an accountant? Thing 2 is, do they show up on time? I think it's a very simple but very profound statement about who they are as a trainer and who they are as an individual. Because being punctual is just a sign, like one of the telltale signs that they care about their job, and then they also care about you. Yes. Right? Like I value my clients' time because they pay for my time. Yeah. So
and their time, they should value yours.
Right. So just as they are paying for my time, they value my time clearly by paying for it. And usually I don't have clients that don't value, like they come in, they actually work, when we're training. They also, there's an unspoken agreement that I value their time just as much, which means I show up on time, ready to work. Not just on time, but like on time, ready to train them.
Like beforehand.
Yes.
I made the comment the other day that like somebody, I think I was talking to Faith about it, and she was talking about how she has clients in the morning and clients in the afternoon. And it's like so troublesome for her because she works all day. And even though one client in the afternoon is 30 minutes, it's like an hour of your time because you're going to come early. So that way you are on time and ready to move for your client, which takes half an hour. And then you're probably going to stay a couple minutes, like either talking to them, telling them what they're going to have to do the next day, telling them what they're going to do for the rest of the week, yada, yada, whatever. And then you leave. Like a 30-minute client, unless, well, you're like back to back, but you're there early as fuck all the time because you should be on time. Yeah. Like before time.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like any trainers that are listening to this, it's like, if your session is at 6 a.m., do not walk in the door at 6 a.m. No, if I walk in the door at 6 a.m., it's because something happened something happened. Yeah. Like something went wrong that morning. Like if your session is at 1 p.m. and you walk in at 1 p.m.,
especially later sessions, it grinds my gears when I see people show up for classes that are happening during the day exactly on time. Yeah. Exactly on time. I would even like when I was teaching the regular classes in the gym and I had like back-to-back clients and I was doing like the 6, I think it was the 5 and 6. And then I would have clients from like 6:30 all the way until 9 o'clock. I would make sure that room was set up at like 4:45 to be set up for the 9 a.m. class because I knew that I would be not around enough to be able to set up again for the third time at 9 a.m. Because why am I going to take time away from my client that I have at 8:30 that's a half an hour session, one. And two, I know that I already have something going on and I'm going to be early for it, so I'm going to set myself up for that. And people literally, they just come in and they'll just be like, hey, what's going on? Dude, actually, when we were in Miami, I noticed that, and that really did piss me off. We were at this place called Boxer, whatever. I don't give a fuck if they hear it. But they let their people set up for them, which I think is okay to a certain extent, but they immediately started the class on time, explained what these people were going to have to do, and then basically told them that they had to go get their own stuff. And I was like, that to me is not on time. That's like not being prepared for your class.
It's not necessarily a thing. It's not necessarily preparation. It is disrespectful.
Yeah.
I think it is a sign of, if we are working in the industry that is service, which we are working in a service-based industry, then it is our job to serve our clients to the best of our ability. And that is to show that we care about what we do and we care about servicing our clients, which means you show up on time. Right? Like, and you show up, and you also show up punctual. Like, and have you ever given somebody a movement and not set it up for them? Like, yes. Like, specifically, 100%. Would you be like, okay, we're going to do, if you were with your client one-on-one and you're like, we're going to do deadlifts, you let them set up their own deadlifts? Not entirely. Like, usually I'll help them set up, but oftentimes, like, I have male clients that lift our bench dumbbell pressing 95 pounds in each hand. Yeah. And they feel uncomfortable. They feel uncomfortable with me grabbing their weights oftentimes. Like, I've had male clients literally be like, I actually feel better, like, about grabbing this myself. Yeah. Or I have a lot of male clients that they will... It's kind of unspoken. I can tell that they genuinely just like grabbing their own stuff. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of times when I'll grab stuff for them. There's a lot of stuff that I'll grab stuff for my female clients. And there are times when I train in like small group settings and they're all grabbing for themselves and or I'm helping some people and I'm not helping other people. Or like
you'll go grab the kettlebell off the kettlebell rack that you want them to use or something like that.
It's less about setting everything up and not, and it's more about showing people that you care.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
that's really what it is. Like, if you act like you don't give a fuck, and you're just standing there and you're like, go get this,
do that, clean up, yada, whatever. I'm just like, I just could not do that. Like, to me, it would be it's disrespectful that I saw somebody stand in a classroom full of like 15 people, tell them exactly what they had to do, and then was like, okay, let's get started. And they're sitting there kind of like twiddling their thumbs. And I was just kind of like, let's get started. You just told these people, let's get started. What the fuck is happening? Like, what if there was somebody that was new? What if you wanted them to do something specific? What if you had to show them the movement? Like, even when I was teaching classes, like, you set things up so that way when you have to show people the movements, you can show them properly instead of like hip thrusting the air. Like, I don't know, show them an actual hip thrust if they don't know what the fuck they're doing, you know? But I don't know. That was just one of those things where I was like, to me, I guess like same thing with time. It's just like having respect for the people that you're training.
Mm-hmm. Time is an asset that is the most valuable asset. It's something that you can literally never get back. Yeah. And so to me, showing up on time is extraordinarily important. And that's why when I'm late, I punish myself a lot for it.
Okay, but Abigail goes to the extreme punishment. You haven't done that in a while. But one time, Abigail did not show up for her client, which like, okay, yes, we were just talking about being on time. But every person in this life has a reason for their body to be like, yo, not today. You were probably taxed the fuck out. Something happened to her phone. She didn't wake up. Her alarm didn't go off. What the fuck ever? Like, it happens. Such is life. 1 in a million chances. Abigail was like, this never happens to me. I am going to wake up at the ass crack of dawn for the foreseeable future to literally punish myself. And I was like, you're an actual psychopath. Just don't do it again.
Yeah, well, I have high standards.
I did something wrong. I recognize that I did something wrong. I apologize.
I did that too.
I make up for it. And then you could just go back.
I did that too, but also I have high standards that I set for myself, and it's like, to me, every action should have a consequence, like whether it's positive or negative. Every action does have a consequence.
Wake up the next day on time.
I did, right? I made sure I did. I woke up early.
No, you woke up like 4 hours early.
No, I set my alarm so that I'd wake up at 5 a.m. every single day, and now it's like a habit. I can't really not wake up at 5 a.m. every day.
Well, we're stacked in the mornings, so that's a little bit different. But before, you definitely had time to sleep in.
There'd be times when I wouldn't have. There would be times when I wouldn't have clients until like. There are still times when I don't have clients.
Who looks at themselves and is like, I'm going to punish myself by waking up at 5 a.m. every day.
Me, Abigail.
That's insane.
There are times I am insane. There are times in which
that's insane.
This is just yes, I'm insane.
No,
there are times in which I think that like yes, I still don't have clients sometimes until 7:30 or whatever in the morning, but I will still wake up at 5 because to me it's like I will get up and I will go do other work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, there's always something to do.
But that's like with intention of doing something. It's not to like punish yourself just because you did something bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still will punish myself if
I know, but don't do that. We're not doing that this year. 2024 is not about punishing ourselves.
Anyways, next thing, number 3 for how to spot.
Moving on when I call her
how to spot. Number 3 for how to spot a shitty trainer.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Number 3 for how to spot a shitty trainer is, do they run an initial assessment?
Whoop whoop.
So every single client that gets onboarded with me always has an initial assessment. And every single assessment
I think one-on-one clients especially.
Every single assessment begins with a conversation.
Yeah.
Always. I won't even, I don't, other than shaking their hand, I don't touch them until I figure out who they are, why they came to me, what their history is. Do they have any like problems I need to know about beforehand? What do they need from me?
Have they been previously trained?
Yes.
Like any of those questions.
Any information that I can extract from the client that would be helpful to me in the future as a coach, I will take from them. And then based on that, I run a physical assessment. Oftentimes, I know exactly what movements I need to run them through based on the things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Right. So not only does the initial assessment, is it important for your client, it's also important for you as a coach, because it will save you time on the back end so that you're not running through a bunch of like these extraneous movements and exercises that don't actually fucking matter. Because if you had just had a 5-minute conversation with them previously, you would understand that they can't do half of them.
Right.
Right. So like if somebody comes in and they're like, if there's like a Nick Lorenz, right, motocross guy who came on as a guest, and he's like, I
probably gonna
literally have wrecked every single ligament and tendon in my knee.
I was gonna say, this dude is like actually broken.
Yes,
like
that exists, right? I don't have knees, right? Then it's like
he's like, I don't have knees,
right?
I've had 4 knee replacements.
Then I'm probably not going to be like, let's do a goblet squat. Like, let's just see, or let's do walking lunges. Like, I'm going to be like, walking lunges probably hurt him. And he also probably doesn't even understand, like, how to move through a walking lunge properly anymore, because he's so used to functioning with his knee being fucked up for so long that he's got so many other problems,
I don't even think you made him do a lunge in your assessment. Didn't you make him do an elevated lunge?
I made him do a front foot elevated split squat. Hold. Yeah. And that was after already previously talking to his actual coach, Drew, and making sure, like, has he lunged? Can he he even bend his knees? Like, what have you been doing with him? Because honestly, if I had seen him and I had met him previously, I don't know if I'd even have him do an ISO. I might have him do like a PVC assisted ISO. Yeah. Like split squat ISO, where it's like he has essentially no weight on his knee. And I'm just like, can it bend?
Right.
Like,
Can you move?
But anyways, so I digress. The whole point of this is like, 1, it shows that you give a fuck about your client. 2,
sets you up.
It sets you up for success on the back end. 3, like if you're the client listening to this and your trainer isn't running you through an initial assessment, I hate to break it to you, they know nothing about you. So like whatever they do with you from here on out is like them just throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks. Right. And which means that like probably the first at least 5 sessions of your training with them are trial and error and could be chalked up to maybe not necessarily a waste for them, but a waste for you, because they could have. I was going to say, solved all this in initial assessment.
And say follow up. I see a lot of people that like have assessments, or they go over something with their clients and then they do it for about like 1 or 2 sessions and they just kind of like forget that it even exists. Like continuously following up with what they actually have to do with their client is like very important. Yeah.
Having and this all chalks out up to also like. Does a trainer run an assessment? Does a trainer have systems in place? Which means like, do they have systems to which they train, to which they assess, to which they onboard clients? Like all of that also speaks to like how well a trainer runs their business, right? How organized a trainer is.
How are you going to, like, this is a personal question, maybe you could say it out loud, but how are you going to do assessments with online clients?
You have client intake forms.
Is that how you're going to do it?
Yeah, I have already built out
Abigail
client intake
switched to the
forms.
Online training space. Woo woo, Alchemical Training.
Yeah, Alchemical Training has always been my company. It's like officially an LLC. I think it's going to be officially come an LLC in the next like week or so. It's just getting the final improvements run through.
But she's finally like dumping into it and putting a lot of eggs in that basket this year, which I think is awesome. But I'm just genuinely curious, like how you were actually going to run it. Like, let's say I wanted to sign up with you today. Tell me what I would have to do to get an initial assessment from you.
Today, you DM me or text me if you know me personally, and you say, hey, I'm interested in online training with you, and I shoot you over a client intake form for you to fill out. I say, fill this out before we hop on a call, and then I
Google
send you
Forms?
Yep.
Nice.
And I send you my Calendly link, and on my Calendly link, I have scheduled open times that you can book a call with me for 30 minutes, and we hop on a Zoom call. Or
I was gonna say,
if I know you personally,
Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom. Or if I know you personally, we could just hop on an actual call and talk about what you want to do and figure it out. And usually, the client intake form just helps me because it's like I can sort through and sift through so many things before I even hop on the call with them, so that when I am on a call with them,
you know what to talk about.
It just, our time is more efficient, right? Like, or it's not me wasting time talking to them about things that they don't really care about, that I definitely care about, you know.
How about like with any footage of like knowing what they're gonna do, like, you know, in-person clients, let's say you have an initial assessment, you talk to people, and then you're like, okay, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z this session to see how you move, right? Or how you do this. Are you gonna make them take videos of themselves with movements that you want them to do?
So I always recommend to my clients, like in the intake form, there's actually like file uploads for them to upload videos of certain exercises, things that they've been doing in the past, any kind of like problems that they've run into, and then like videos of certain exercises that I'd like to see them do. And usually that's also a great indicator of like, if they don't attach those, like I'm like, oh, okay, so they're going to be like, they're a little bit lazier. They're not going to do everything that I ask of them, which means on the front end, like I can have these things as proof to be like, hey, so like in our literally, like before you even talk to me, like you already didn't listen to me, you know? So like this could be a problem later down the road. But I would say and then they can also send me videos. Like I'll ask for videos all the time from online clients. Like, hey, I'm running into this problem. Yeah, record it and shoot it back to me. And I can usually get back to them really quickly. In the future, I would like to have, because this is a problem that I've been thinking about in my head, is like, I think that there are a lot of shitty online coaches. I think it's super saturated. The market's super saturated. I think that also like AI has taken over everything. And so I think that there's a real value to personal training. I just think that it's not necessarily like in-person personal training. I just think it's really hard to scale. And so I'm like, how can I scale something that gives that experience, but it is actually scalable? And for me, it's like, build an online platform that becomes as personal as possible. And like, what would I do to create the most personal experience possible? So I think it's creating a lot of content on the front end and like templates and things on the front end, which is all stuff that I've been thinking about.
Check-ins and having like a genuine personal relationship.
But even then, yes and no. Like it depends on how much you're trying to scale.
I would say like check-ins to the point where like, just like, you know, your clients in person very well with like what they do and how to go about their training programs, you would have to do the same thing online, which I think that you're very good at.
Check-ins are extraordinarily important. Making sure your clients like all of having a personal relationship is extraordinarily important. I just think that it depends on like the tier system to which the person desires the training or purchases the training.
Yeah, that's what they're there for.
What are you willing to pay for? But yeah, so those are all things that have been running in my head this whole weekend and like things that I'm planning for the future. But as far as right now goes, it's like, yes, you shoot me, you're interested. I give you a client intake form. We hop on a call. All of this stuff is free.
Yeah. And I always like, there's so many online personal trainers, and that's the reason why I asked you that question, is because it is so saturated. And I think that one thing that people have done from what I've seen is that they do like group calls, but they never actually do, which I think is fine. Like, let's say you have 10 personal training clients. They're like, okay, once a month, we're going to hop on a group call of alchemical training, and all of the clients are going to come together and they might know each other. And I think that that's great. Maybe you could do like, you know, like a short seminar, like, hey, I've noticed this across the board with this movement. Let's remember this, blah, blah, whatever the fuck you want to say. Who cares? But one thing that I never see people talking about is the check-ins that they do with their clients where they're actively watching them do something. Because I will tell you right now, my brother has had a shit ton of online clients that he has to like physically FaceTime or Skype while they're doing something specific because they don't know what to do, and he makes time for that. And all of the people that I've seen him associate with are like, here's a program, this is for the week or this is for the month or for the 4 weeks, whatever it is, figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? What if they're doing it wrong and you have no idea?
You don't. And that's the thing. It's like a never ending trap with personal training, right? Because like I sympathize with them, and at the same time I also think they're fucking assholes, because we're in the service industry and your job is to serve and your purpose is not you. But like I get it, because like the whole thing is they're like, I need to scale my business. I need to onboard. They're not charging a premium, which means they're having to onboard a shit ton of clients. And when you have a shit ton of clients, you have less time, right? Because you're trying to service more people. So you have something. So then thus your product is not worth a premium. So it's like this endless loop of like, you know, of shit, because it's like, I don't charge a premium. I got to get a bunch of clients. I have a bunch of clients, so I can't charge a premium.
It's like the Planet Fitness effect, where it's like $10 for a gym that just doesn't necessarily give you anything good. It just gives you a gym. And then like in the back end, they're just making $10 a month and $10 a month for a fuck ton of clients now that don't really use it. Or you could pay a premium.
I mean, there are the occasional like people, I don't pay a premium necessarily for my online coach, but also like, it's not that I don't get a premium. It's like, I don't really get like a personalized coaching service. I'm fairly autonomous with my coaching, but also it works for me because I don't really want to hop on a call with my coach every week. I don't need to. I don't really care.
Right.
I just like want something that I don't have to think about. And so he understands this. So
you pay for what you get and you pay for what you need.
Exactly. And that's why I charge a premium for my online service. But at the same time, it's like you get premium quality back.
You pay premium, you get premium quality.
Exactly.
I think that's really important.
So
nice.
We digress, but third thing, do they run an actual assessment? Fourth is, do they help people for free? Right? So can you help people and can you not help people? And when I say this, it sounds kind of
free is for me.
It sounds confusing, but it's like, are you willing to help people and expect nothing, right? And is the trainer also willing to say when they cannot help you anymore? Can they say, I don't know? A trainer that knows everything knows nothing.
Yeah,
So
you're in the wrong room if you're the smartest person in the room.
If a trainer never ever says I don't know, that's a huge red flag. I say I don't know all the time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm an idiot.
I will find it out for them. I will ask somebody else.
Yes.
I will send them to somebody else.
Yes.
But you should not be the smartest person in the
also
room.
Just like
you are not.
Just like in a relationship or friendship or any relationship, like you don't expect them to wear all the hats. Like as a trainer, I have things that I think I do better and I'm more knowledgeable on than other coaches, but there are also things that other coaches are much more knowledgeable on than me. And so it's like I don't wear all the hats either. So like there are certain things that a client may be looking for that I don't think that I can provide for them. And it's like, this is the extent to which I can provide what you want. Do you want to continue training with me, or I can recommend you to XYZ?
Right.
You know? And
well,
so
it's
like
kind of like you working with Haley and Haley being, like the PT of momentum right now, but it's more or less like, I don't even think that you would want to know and want to do all of those things.
No.
It is better to collaborate with other people and have a different set of eyes on the person that you're training with and having them be responsible for this thing and you be responsible for that thing. And then you collaborate together.
Yes.
Like you are always stronger as a force in that way if you're willing to work with other people.
Yeah. The whole
again, you're in a service-based industry. Like you have to be able to service the right way. And the right way is not to be a know-it-all.
Yeah.
It's not.
The whole is better than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's like, honestly, I actually had a conversation with a client about this today. He was just like, yeah, like, Haley took me on the floor and he's just like, you're just a lot better at this. And I was like, exactly. But that's why we work together. I was like, just like, I wouldn't ever, I would, if I try to stick needles in your necks, sue me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm not qualified.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not qualified and I don't want to do it. And it's not that she's not necessarily qualified to take people on the floor and put people through movements, because that's what PTs do as well. But like, they live oftentimes in theory because they're spending 3 years getting, I don't know, a fucking doctor, like becoming a doctor of PT. So they're not, while as I've been on the floor for 3 years getting experience. So it's just like, I work in the real realm and she's been training in the theoretical realm. And so like she knows a freaking lot, but like the application of it gets a little bit loose and
it's different.
Yeah, it gets a little bit fuzzy when you're working with real people.
Yeah.
But she also is fucking awesome and understands this. So she's like, Abigail, honestly, you're better at this than me and you like this better than me. And so like, do this. She's definitely
qualified to do it, but it doesn't mean that she's the best at it.
Exactly. And so, but if anybody needs any like, and adjustments, manual, like
cupping,
needling. Guess who? I don't know.
See upstairs.
Yeah, see upstairs. Go see Haley. It's not me. Yeah, that's not me. And even when it comes to like DPTs versus PTs, like there's also just things as a PT. I will never, ever, ever prep somebody for a bodybuilding competition.
No.
It is not within my jurisdiction to do that. No. I don't know how to do that. I don't know I know like roughly speaking, like what prep looks like and things that you need to like things that people undergo when they go into prep, but I don't know the nuances of prep whatsoever.
Even like when you talk about nutrition, like I will give it like a guidance where I will give suggestions or I will like help with people. But if people need actual nutritional guidance, I'm like, you need to find a nutritionist or a dietitian. Like I'm not just going to sit here and rattle off an entire month's worth of nutritional guidance to somebody that I'm not qualified to do that. I can help you. Yeah. I can tell you what I think you should be doing and probably what you should and should not be doing because I know you, right? But at the same time, I'm not going to write an entire diet plan for you. I'll send you somewhere else.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So, but then also, are trainers though willing to help for free? Like, I think that that's another thing is just like people want to be compensated for everything. And it's like, there are a lot of times that I people bring in guests, kids, friends, whatever, and I train them for free. Hey, can you help me write this thing? I do it for free. Like, can you help me? And it's not necessarily because like, oh, I'm such a good freaking person. It's just like people
building trust.
Yeah,
and that's what you do to people.
No, just people fucking also need help, and it's like I don't know. I don't necessarily need the money. Like I don't necessarily need your service. So it's like if I can help you real quick. Also, a lot of the times, like the people that I'm helping aren't necessarily like the clientele that I want anyway. So it's just like, let me just help you.
But it is a selfless nature in the fact that like you are helping people because you want to be a trustworthy person and you do know what you're talking about and people want to come to you for help. And so why would you stand there and be like, oh, I'm going to charge you, $50 for this 10-minute session on teaching you how to squat. Like if somebody just came in with their sister and they were like, hey, could you work out with me? I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
Who cares? Bring them to class.
They sign a waiver. We're good.
Yeah. Sign a waiver. Bring them to class. Like I tell people all the time, like bring your friends and family. Oh, your sister's here for a week. Cool. Bring her in for the week. Sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Like come have a good time with us.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes people just need a place to go and they need some sort of accountability. And if they come in, like, why wouldn't you help them? Yeah. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Genuinely, that's what we're here for.
So is your trainer willing to provide help? And is your trainer willing to say when they can't help?
Mm-hmm.
And number 5, last thing is your trainer, are they getting continued education, going to workshops, seeking opportunities to learn, taking on mentorships, things of that nature? If your trainer's not doing that, and it's not necessarily like, are they caught up on their CEUs? Because like a lot of the courses offered for CEUs fucking suck. But like, is your trainer growing?
Mm-hmm. That
is a very clear indicator. If they are not, that they are not very good. Like that they're not good and that they don't care, and that and that reflects on their service to you, and it will continue to reflect on their service to you more readily as they continue to train you. Like pretty much all I pay for in this life is like the necessities that I have to pay for, like to live, like my car, my phone, and my rent and stuff, and food.
Like a phone's in there.
And I need a phone to live. Sorry, yeah, it's 2024.
It's a part of everybody's
life. It's 2024, now. Honey. Like this is how we make money. You need a phone. Sorry, but also continue education.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
and opportunities to learn. Like I've legitimately almost dropped $4,000 the other day to take a course.
Prescript.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting an opportunity to potentially help out without having to drop $4,000, but also like I've also dropped another $3,000 on their courses. Yeah, I've dropped another $3,000 on the other courses at Prescript.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've already spent
plug Prescript.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys.
Plug Prescript. If you're a coach, no, seriously though.
Shout out to you guys.
It's real talk. If you're a coach and you want to not just necessarily like learn more, but like exponentially grow your business, like monetarily, like you're going to make everything you spend at that course back and way more. Like take a Prescript course. They're definitely higher level. Like I wouldn't suggest it for like somebody who's not been to college and just has an ASM. I wouldn't necessarily start with like the PSL 1 course. But even just like a Prescript barbell, like learn how to fucking lift, like understand the nuances to lifting and get yourself out there. What is the one that you were
going to in Tampa?
So Prescript, I've taken Prescript level 1. Jordan Shallow was nice enough to put me in the level 1 course for free because I bothered him enough over social media asking him questions, and he thought that I was somebody that wanted to learn.
He's
which
like,
I am.
This bitch is annoying as fuck. I'm gonna figure out she's actually.
He basically told me to shut the fuck up by putting me in his course for free. I was so annoying. He put me in a $1,500 course for free. Yeah. So be annoying, everybody. But he put me in that course. Yeah, he put me in that course. So I took Prescript level 1, and then I took Prescript level 2. And that course, of course, I paid for. And then I took Killian's skill acquisition course.
Though, right?
All of it is online. I took the skill acquisition course by Killian, which is like a much more theoretical, conceptual course. And it's really freaking cool. The way that he thinks about things and approaches training is like not necessarily from a training perspective, but it all permeates into training. It's really interesting. And then there's a Prescript level 3 course. It's a very, very exclusive course. You can only take the course if you've taken the previous courses. Yeah. So like if you've taken level 1, you can take level 2. If you've taken level 2, you can get into level 3. They only have 5 spots open for the level 3 course, and it's essentially for the trainers that going to Austin to do the Protector 1 course.
Right. Sheepdog Response, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm super.
You got a stacked February schedule.
I got a stacked
I'm never
February
going to see
schedule.
this bitch.
No, just the second half of February. We're going to have to probably get a lot of episodes up.
That's okay.
Up and ready, but I'm
That's
excited.
Okay. Cool. Damn, I'm excited for you. That'll be sick.
So I think, but it's essentially like all I pay for, like really that's other than travel is learning. And like usually learning, there's something that, or with travel, there's something that I'm going to learn while I'm there anyways. So essentially everything that I pay for is continuing education. And because that's all I care about. Put
money into what you do, and that's what you should be doing if you're genuinely invested in your craft.
Well, and not just my craft,
Always.
like I'm invested in myself and I'm invested in my clients, right? So like not only it's like, is it my job to continue to provide good service, but also like if I want to continue charging a premium for my service,
you have to be the best.
You better be the best. Absolutely. And also like, so to me, it's like, I'm going to invest all of my money in the bank of me, which is myself. So like I'm
in the bank of me.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I'm going to spend this to pour back into me.
Yeah.
To save myself a lot of fucking blood, sweat, and tears on the back end. And so that's why I think it's important to get educated and continue getting educated. I was going to say continuing education. Continue to get continuing education.
True international depression.
Retarded. All this shit I buy.
International depression.
All this shit I buy. Yeah, and it's so funny because like you get all this stuff and think you're some big hot shot, and it's really like you just realize all it does is teach you how stupid you are, and then you go back to your clients and they tell you how stupid you are, and it's like, fuck. Y'all keep me humble.
On the hamster wheel.
100%.
Always.
Dunning-Kruger, man.
Yeah.
The more you learn, the more you realize you fucking don't know anything.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And the more you don't know, the more you think you know.
Retarded.
The more you don't know, the more you don't know.
The more you don't know, the more you don't know.
Put that on a shirt. Everybody out here, don't be a douche brick.
Don't be a douche brick. Don't eat bricks for breakfast. All right. I'm gonna eat some food.
Go eat some food. Hey guys, it's still January, which means we're still dry.
Oh yeah.
It's still January, which means we're still dry, which means we're still drinking Go Brew, which means you guys should still be drinking Go Brew.
Absolutely.
Because you guys should still be dry. We're all shriveled.
Party is 15%
We're
off.
all prunes this month.
Yep.
Bunch of fucking alcohol prunes. Shriveled
Bunch of
up.
alcohol prunes.
And dead and dried up.
But go check them out.
Go Brew's the shit. We're sponsored by Go Brew. You can use BarTalk 10 for discount code. But seriously, it's American-made company. Or American-owned company.
We cannot fucking talk.
You guys, I'm really degrading. What? I'm digressing?
We're really trying here.
I don't know who I am anymore.
We're going to end this shit.
Yo.
Go Brew is this shit. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on all of our platforms, please. That is one of the things that people like don't do. And then they come to us in person. They're like, hey, that was a really good episode. I'm like, you should write that in the comments.
Yeah, seriously though. Honestly,
what the fuck is with that?
If you like our stuff, it takes an extra 2 seconds and it really helps us out because it motivates us to continue pumping out good content. And also it allows us to keep getting eyes, which like more people see us
and know what you guys like and what you don't like. So just make sure you guys are commenting, and subscribing. We're on literally every social media platform that there is out there.
Also, we have 4.9 stars on Spotify. Like, who the fuck?
Who the fuck is you?
Who the fuck is you skewing our shit? We should have 5.0, 5.0, baby. I guess we're mid but readable.
Facts.
It's only fair that we're 4.9 stars. Anyways, you guys should give us a 5-star review. That being said, on Spotify. I don't know if you can review on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, you can.
You can. Do it. I don't even know Apple Podcasts was a thing until I saw that we got downloads there.
Yeah, I don't know. People who listen on Apple Podcasts, honestly, I think they are kind of psychopapples.
Yeah.
They're serial killers.
Like, they're like, I don't have a Spotify. I'm like you don't listen to Rogan?
Yeah. Apple Podcasts are people that just can't be trusted. But we love you for listening, but also I'm just not really vibing with it. Like, they're serial killers.
Yeah.
But also, we love the serial killers that listen to our podcast. Just don't come find us.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, good night. We love you guys.
Yeah, we'll see you for another going episode. Bye. I can't talk next week. Bye. Oh my God, what are we doing?